In Mahjoob Zweiri, a Professor of Contemporary Middle East Politics at Qatar University. Mahjoob, thank you very much indeed. You're in Doha. That is exactly where these stalled ceasefire talks ought to be taking place. What's your understanding of where they stand right now?
Well, I think the problem in the last 72 hours is basically what's so-called the games that Benjamin Netanyahu is playing, because he is feeling the heat that the possibility to get a deal for 60 days and then moving to a serious negotiation about ending the war is becoming serious. He started to put conditions, and those conditions about the day after of Gaza, which has to deal with Gaza, Hamas arms, and also Hamas presence in Gaza, and also more importantly, controlling 40% of Gaza, which is around 150 kilometers, under different names. In addition to that, creating what I call it myself, Rafah Ghetto, to force around 700,000 Palestinians to live there as a first step to transfer them to third countries. So he started to put all of those on the table and create complications for the mediators. Because Hamas and Palestinian side will not accept that. And basically most of the effort now is trying to break down all of this and try to say, let's get a deal about 60 days and leave this matter for later. We expected the new maps to be presented by the Israeli side after the rejection of the previous maps, which basically indicate that 40% of Gaza will be reoccupied by the Israelis. Still, we don't have confirmation if those maps has been delivered or not, and what is the nature of the change that the Israelis are suggesting now.
And do you think that the United States is complicit in these delays, or will Donald Trump lean on Benjamin Netanyahu like he did during the conflict with Iran?
It's obvious that Netanyahu feels strong because of the support of the United States. He feels that completely the United States is backing him politically and accepting his rhetoric and narrative, and more importantly, supporting him with military need, where he basically received everything he needs as he requested. So basically, America is not a very serious mediator in this case. But unfortunately, there is no other players on the other side they can play that role. They are trying to put pressure sometimes because of the other mediators, the Qatari, the Egyptians, indicate that what the Israel is doing is complicating the whole scene, and I think the humanitarian side and images coming from Gaza also is putting more pressure on the Americans. But this pressure is not as should be. They don't feel it as should be, simply because they believe of the Netanyahu narrative, which basically dehumanizes people in Gaza. And the more this narrative is deeply I would say, in the mind of the American political decision makers, there will not be a serious change when it comes to pressuring Netanyahu to give more concession so they get the deal done.
Mahjoob, we have to leave it there. We do thank you for your analysis. Thanks for coming on the News Hour.
Thank you. Thanks.